Utica, New York. In this quiet post-industrial city in central New York's Mohawk Valley stands an empty structure. This edifice, with its picturesque Gothic architecture and imposing columns, is a curious sight to be sure.
Pillars of Madness is an 8-part documentary film series about the history of American psychiatry, and that is being told through the lens of what is called the Model Institution.
O Penny Pictures presents this documentary film series in 8 parts to tell the story of psychiatric medicine in America. Part 1, Pillars of Old Main, follows the early history of the Utica State Hospital, its founding, its methods, and the research that earned its status as the Model Institution. Part 2, The Man Behind the Curtain, explores reputation of the asylum throughout its long history, comparing the hospital's public image with the accounts of patient experiences. Part 3, Foundations of Modern Psychiatry, Chapter 1, explores the origins of psychiatric medicine and the philosophical underpinnings of moral treatment. Part 4, Foundations of Modern Psychiatry, Chapter 2, examines the evolution of mental health institutions in the 20th century. Part 5, The Axe, chronicles the national debate over public health and the political actions that have shaped contemporary psychiatry. Part 6, The Sailor in the Sea, explores the evolving conventional wisdom of the mind-body connection. Part 7, The Rock and the Machine, presents an in-depth look at public health infrastructure and the roles of architecture, aesthetics, and engineering. Part 8, Compound, delves into the role of pharmacology in the expanding knowledge of brain chemistry to treat diseases of the mind.
The Utica Asylum opened its doors in 1843, and it closed its doors in 1978. You're looking at an institution whose operating years actually bridge two distinct periods of American history.
Since its closure in 1978, the New York State Asylum at Utica, known to local historians simply as Old Main, has been subject of much curiosity. Spurning the imagination with urban legend, this site remains a popular destination for visitors. Receiving landmark status in 1971, Old Main represents more than simply an architectural relic of a bygone era.
The Utica Asylum represents a confluence of science, medicine, engineering, philosophy, and politics that really reminds us that this debate on national health actually goes back to our early history.
The political debate on public health rose to national prominence in the early 19th century through the work of medical nurse and activist Dorothea Lynn Dix. Dedicating much of her life to fair and ethical treatment of the poor and the mentally ill, she visited psychiatric patients, documenting the conditions under which they were kept. She gathered her findings over the years and presented them to lawmakers in over 14 states. Her efforts paid off in the form of public health laws that provided for the care of society's most vulnerable. The Utica State Hospital grew under its first superintendent, Dr. Amariah Brigham, to become the nation's top research and treatment facility for mental health in the United States, setting the standard of care for public mental health facilities across the country.
The most enduring example of the legacy of the hospital is the American Journal of Insanity, which is now known as the American Journal of Psychiatry. Now, this remains the world's foremost authoritative publication on mental health and mental illness for practitioners and academics alike. Pillars of Madness is an original production of O Penny Pictures, which is 2.5 years in research and development. We have assembled some of the best professional and academic minds in the field. These experts include medical doctors, authors, historians, architectural engineers, and professors. The goal of the film is to present an authoritative anthology of the history and the future of this evolving field of study.